It is not very simple to explain what transpired between me and my father, but it is a memory that occupies my mind every now and then. He was my hero, the one who shaped me, and the very person who I believed would know me through my layers. But slowly with time, misapprehensions started arising, and the companionship we once inherited began to feel weak. It wasn't just one argument or disagreement, it was a myriad of arguments where an array of moments existed between us, where love and logic was bested by pride and ignorance. He was concerned for what he felt was good for me. I was attempting to find my own way. In between the two boundaries, we forget how to talk to each other. Through self-reflection, I have remorse about the past at least 100 times, where I should have listened more intently or articulated myself better. But we are all human. Sometimes the situation gets out of hand, even when we attempt to control it. Suffice it is to say, it is very fragile and painful to think about a treasured individual's love turned out to be not as encompassing as ever imagined. But the most intense of all feelings is love, which I cannot seem to ignore regardless of the number of separations there have been and conversations were replaced with long silences. Respect and gratefulness for him endures. There is consolation in the thought that time works wonders, and sooner rather than later, washed by the stream of love, we shall reunite, reminisce the unforgettable shared moments, and heal everything that hurts. Until then, I cling to the hope that one day I will be able to mourn his memories in all strength and grief, because in the end he's my dad, and no amount of time or distance will change the fact that I will always be his. Little girl, it is amazing how much a father's love can take one's breath away and remain seemingly hidden in his parenting deeds. It is in my father's love that I stand right now, regardless of the fact that when I was younger, I didn't quite understand its importance. Other life lessons came after that did begin to incorporate his speeches, but mostly they were practical. Struggling to feed the family, working long nights when I was ill as a child, or simply being there for me whenever I needed him in countless unimaginable ways. She doesn't have to raise her voice for me to get the message. I am such a human being who needs direction and a routine, and she fills the iron block by focusing on the subtleties, such as when I am not through the motions or through the humdrum of existing. And he pushes me to take the most basic initiative. With age comes wisdom, and I have begun to perceive the many facets of his affection, which are influenced by the struggles through which he has gone. Certainly, strength is one factor that is inherent in his emotions, as well as a degree of vulnerability which expresses the hope in him that he has accomplished enough to prepare me to stand up for myself. Even though we have our differences, I understand that all his words and actions are motivated by concern and an instinct to shield. At times, his love appears to be an encircling superlative force when I seem to be confused. Other times, it would seem to be a failure or leaving me to do things that I never dreamed before. But always, it seems to be there. Regardless of how reckless I am, how far off I roam, I know that he will be there always, just waiting for me, standing out there to hold me if ever I shall collapse. Well, to a lot of my friends, this would come as a surprise, so let me start off personal on this. My father freaked out during the Thanksgiving dinner 2 years back. Now, if that gives you a fair warning that you are in for a chaotic roller coaster ride of a story, let me assure you that there is a method to this madness. Previously, I shared with you how my father taught me to fix up that old Chevy, or how he always made it for every baseball game I played. It is safe to say that this was a completely different person, to say the least. So now that we are clear on where this is going, allow me to reminisce a bit. Do you remember those weekend mornings we spent on a lake fishing? I can't tell you when nearly everything changed. It feels like a lifetime ago. But now I think it is fair to say that fishing has become a negative emotion for me. So to finally get to the point of this lesser-known aspect of my life, let me close by saying there is some history to why I am what I am. The reality is that he has a point, maybe in certain things. To be honest, the awkwardness of the whole scenario is something I did not appreciate. I was merely a child trying not to watch my universe shatter. But the things he said back then, that I had never been the son he wished for, that the creative profession I pursued was nothing closer to what he wanted than what the time he expected me to run his business. Bruh, it hurts a lot. Now it has been 3 months and we have not spoken since, a long time for this type of issue. Only the birthday card remains unsent on my desk. All his contacts in my phone weighed me down. My fingers felt heavy pressing his name. At times I see myself driving past his house while returning from the studio, always seeing his truck parked outside and always thinking whether or not he still watches those old Western movies he used to watch often when we were together. Hazpa? I mean, all along, I've been posting about family and pursuing their dreams as this massive rift of my family structure just widens. Yes, I miss him, but I get so furious when I think about that night that I can barely stand it. As some of you have observed, I ceased talking about family events and began paying attention to my work. Now you understand the logic. Of course, it's not all about making a circle of sympathizers, but I suppose the story I tell would be appropriate for my family online, for a better understanding of what has been happening behind the camera during the last couple of months.